This lovely tank mouse has a bit of an issue with its right button. The micro switch inside seems to be defective. It really takes a lot of force for it to create a signal. Regular click is hard to register. So we could change the micro switches. These are readily available. Or we could upgrade this to a laser mouse. So let's look at the process, see how easy or tricky it is, and see the results. Alright, that is our mouse. I'll try and do this in a non-destructive way. And keep that board in case you want to use it. Just fix the micro switches. We won't need this anymore. And I believe this comes with its own cover, which, oops, this is not going to fit. Problem number one. Okay, so this is a different tank mouse. This cannot be upgraded with this board here. The screw holes roughly line up, but where the micro switches are, this is not going to work with this layout of the mouse. Plus, all the wires are soldered on to the board, you can see here. Whereas here, you simply plug in the cable from a different model. Let's try and find one and see how that compares. So this is a model of the tank mouse that actually could have the board replaced. As you can see here, the cable ends are not soldered to the board. They can simply be unplugged and be put on here. We only have to desolder the ground wire, and all the holes line up nicely. Plus, a few other differences between those models. If you just compare the two models, you can clearly see a big size difference here, and different lids to keep the ball in place. So what we can try to do is put the laser mouse board in here, and then put that board in here and see if that lines up and works. Might not, but let's give it a try anyway. It's as I thought. Those boards are not really compatible with the standoffs in here, so there's no way I can fit this into this version of the tank mouse. If I wanted to proceed with the laser upgrade, I would have to do it with this mouse and not reuse the board, although everything in here, including the micro switches, are fully functioning. I might give it a try anyway, just to see how the laser upgrade works, and I will keep this in storage and probably just fix those micro switches at some point, although given the nature of these, I'm not sure there's a replacement for them. Whereas these switches here can easily be removed from the board and replaced with newer ones. Okay, this simply unplugs, and we want this to be non-destructive, so we will simply desolder the ground wire. Carefully. So it can be easily reattached later on. Carefully unplug the wire. And put it back on here, making sure that the signals line up. This one does not have markers on it. And we'll put a little bit of electric tape over this. And back into the mouse it goes. First of all, we are going to put this cover on here. It's supposed to be pretty challenging to put on, so it only works one specific way. Now we need to figure out which way. Okay. Then you're going to add those two standoffs that were in the packaging and screw it back together. And last but not least, okay, this one works. That one is almost impossible to depress, so maybe the cable got stuck in there. Okay. Okay. Both buttons now seem to work. No stickiness. This is in place, so let's take it back over to the Amiga 2000 and try it out. The mouse is connected again. You don't have any visible light, but as you can see, the mouse cursor moves around. And both mouse buttons, not mouth buttons, seem to work perfectly fine. The only thing I don't like is there is weight missing. It is pretty light now with the removal of the mouse ball, which is essentially a piece of dense metal with a rubber coating. And so even just the slightest kind of pressure from the cable here is going to make it lift off pretty easily. It's cosmetic. As long as you have your hand on it, it doesn't really matter. And the clicking is somewhat different noise-wise, but easy to get used to. So there you have it. An easy laser upgrade. I'll put a link in the description below on where you can get it. Make sure that you have the right model of the tank mouse. As you saw, the other one that I had did not work, was not compatible, so careful with that. This is the model that I was able to upgrade.